are super brave, right? In terms of because this could be the lesson that makes you go, oh, okay, all right. So, folks, here we are. Hang on one second. Boom. All right. Are you a criminal? Are you committing crimes against your business? I'm going to ask you again. Are you committing crimes against your business? Right? Oh, I see Amber put in 120K. Awesome. Thank you, Amber. Appreciate that. So it cost you 120K to not know the skills that are necessary for you to hit your financial goals last year alone. Okay? Which means that to a certain degree, you committed a crime against your business, right? Now we're going to go over what those crimes look like and the things that most people are doing. And the things that I'm mentioning is the stuff that like 80 to 90% of people do, if not 100% to some degree or another, okay? So we do not want criminals in our business. We do not want criminals in our life, especially if you, if you are the criminal, you're the one committing the crimes against your business. You don't want that, right, guys? So here's what I mean, right? And I'll tell you what, guys, I want you to do me a favor. And as I go through here, I want you to type in the chat, right? Whether you are innocent or guilty. And remember, I started to mention before, guys, the more senses that you use, the more you engage, the more you're going to retain this information. So the more you type, you can even say it out loud if you're in your living room or in your office and you don't feel like, if you don't care if anyone thinks you're crazy, say it out loud, because the more you use your sight, you use your mouth, you use your eyes, you use your ears, the more ways you can store information in your brain, the more you're going to remember it. Okay. But the number 5 reason, we're going to do David Letterman, the rules, like we're going to start from 5 and work down, right? The number 5 reason, and the first thing we're going to go over today is you are starving your business of leads, right? If you had 100 leads a day coming in, guys, do you think you'd be able to make a ton of money this year, right? Okay. If you have 1 lead a day coming in your business, right? Do you think you're going to make less than if you had 100 coming in? Right? The reason is most people do not do the things necessary to have enough leads come in their business. We're all guilty of it. Okay, guys, right? Rosa and Maria know what I'm talking about, right? So the thing you have to do is you have to spend every single day putting stuff in the top of the funnel. The more that goes in the top of the funnel, the more that comes out the bottom of the funnel. You with me? Right, guys? So do not neglect and starve your business. That's what you're doing. So guys, let me know. Okay, so we got Chai's guilty, Rosa's guilty, Maria's guilty. Okay, all right, we got some guilty people. Okay, and that's okay. That's okay. Kind of one of those things where, like, sometimes if you don't know what you're doing wrong, you don't, once you become aware of it, you wind up fixing it just instantaneously because you didn't even know you're doing it wrong, right? So that's number 5, guys. Okay. Next one. Okay. Do we want intruders in our pipeline? Do we want bad people in our pipeline? No. Can anybody tell me why we don't want bad people in our pipeline? And I'm going to define for you, while I'm waiting for people to comment, what defines a bad person in your pipeline. A bad person in your pipeline is someone that's not qualified, does not want what you're selling. You're chasing them around. You haven't figured out whether they need you or whether you can help them, right? Sometimes if they could fog up a mirror and they have a pulse, you're like, cool, I'll do a LoopNet search. Cool, I'll show you some properties. Cool, I'll take you to look at some warehouses. Why? Just because they said hi? Because they said I want to learn, I want to buy commercial real estate, or I want to lease the property? No. So you are literally letting intruders into your pipeline, because think about it, guys. Okay, I've said this 1,000 times. What's the one non-renewable resource that we all have that we can never, ever get back, guys? What is it? All right? Okay, and Rosa said they're wasting your time. Amber says waste your time. Exactly, guys. It's time, right? And if you're wasting your time, not only are you wasting your time and not getting anywhere with them, but that time that you wasted on them, you could have been spending on somebody else that's more qualified, somebody else that you could actually help and as a result make a commission from, right? So that is the deal. That's the problem, guys. You are committing a crime against your business if you start to do business and add it into your pipeline, and next thing you know, you didn't ask them the right questions, you didn't go take a look at their facility, you didn't pre-qualify them financially, you don't know how motivated they are, you don't know all the people involved in the decision. Those are just 5 things just off the top of my head. I guarantee you none of you are doing that 100% of the time. I guarantee it, because we're all guilty of it, right? Sometimes, especially when you don't have enough leads, i.e. number 5, if you're starving your business of leads, you take whatever leads you do have and you hold on to them and you squeeze them as tightly as you can because, oh my gosh, it's the only one, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Whereas if you had 100 leads, instead of holding on to each lead like it was the last, the last can of soup and it's in the apocalypse, right? It's the last thing you can eat. Here you're going, no thank you, no thank you, no thank you, no thank you. Ooh, this is a good one. Okay, no thank you. You're instead of sorting through people because you created so many opportunities for yourself, you wind up just holding on to the ones and trying to spit a square peg in a round hole. Guess what, guys? Never gonna go. Okay, cool. So number 4, let me know who's guilty of letting bad people in your pipeline. Okay, give me a thumbs up. Okay, or give me a heart if you let bad people in, and a thumbs up if you know better than to let bad people in. But I'm willing to bet we're going to see a lot more hearts than thumbs up. But listen, guys, that's why we're here. We're here to learn so we can close that gap between where you want to be and what you earn, right? I don't want you to continue to pay life hundreds of thousands of dollars every year to not know these things, okay? Because once you're aware of it, once you know, then it's on you. But there's a big price to pay for ignorance, and I know that's a very strong word, but to not know something, it means you're ignorant of it. So now that you know it, you are no longer. So that's no longer the problem. Now the problem is, are you going to do and take the right steps forward in order to move your business forward, so that you're not starving your business of leads, you're not letting bad people in your pipeline, okay? And we're gonna go over that one. So next, number 3, judging your business innocent instead of guilty. Here's what I mean, folks. Some people say, not my son, not my daughter, right? I remember years ago when they had some trial, and some guy was on trial and he had assaulted somebody on videotape. And they had his mother on the stand, and she said, that's not my son. They had a very clear picture of him assaulting somebody in the street. It was I forget what it was, but the point being, this man was hurting another person on videotape, and his mother said, not my son. Don't do the same thing to your business. And here's what I mean, right? Sometimes when it's so close to us, our business is very personal because this is us. This is our brand. This is our livelihood, right? What you don't want to do is you don't want it to be so close to you that you can't look at it. Like some people, won't have an objective opinion on it, right? So what we want to do is we want to be objective. We need to kind of step back as if we're like an omniscient third party, and like take a step back and say, okay, am I doing these things wrong? Is there room for improvement? Are there some things I could probably do better? Could I probably put in more hours? Could I probably be a little bit more disciplined? Could I probably qualify people better? Could I probably prospect more? I guarantee you, if you ask yourself and you're really, truly honest, you probably say, yeah, I could do any one of those a little bit better, if not a whole lot better. Who's with me? Okay. So who here is guilty of like maybe knowing there's a problem, but they're like, no, it's going to get better. It's just Christmas season. Oh, it's just the first quarter. Oh, it's just the holidays. Oh, it's just the summer. Oh, it's just the school's out. Oh, people are on vacation. Like, how many of those lies and excuses do you tell yourself, guys? Okay, Maria's guilty. There we go. Okay, right? Think about it, folks. If you need to know that there's a problem first before you can begin to solve the problem. So the first thing you need to do, guys, you need to take a step back. You need to say, time out. Okay, I got to be honest with myself, because if you're not honest with yourself, you can lie to yourself. That's great, but you'll never get to the truth, and the truth is going to show you where you need to make improvements. Okay, guys. So please, give yourself your business the tough love that it deserves by taking an objective look and saying, okay, here's where I am. Here's what I want to be. What's stopping me? What can I do better to get it there? Okay. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to raise your awareness here, guys. So if you're guilty of judging your business innocent rather than guilty and just kind of making excuses, stop. Today's the last day of you doing that. Tomorrow's a new day, right? Cool. Now, the next thing that people do wrong, right, is not putting your business on probation, right? Think about probation, guys. What are they trying to do? You are giving a definitive period of time where your business has to improve its behavior, or rather, like a convict has to improve their behavior. They have to prove that they can go out into society and be a productive member of society and not get into trouble. Okay. So, and what I mean by that is setting goals, especially short-term goals, right? Not enough people set short-term goals. Most people are like, I want to earn 250,000 this year. I want to earn $500,000 this year. I want to earn 150,000, whatever that number is to you, right? Whatever that number means to you is usually so far out, right? That it's just like, if you don't do it, you're like, I'll do it tomorrow, right? Whereas if you put your business on probation and you make that short, because people are on probation for like 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, whatever. If you put it on probation and you give it a short period of time to show market improvement, you're going to be a whole lot tougher on yourself, right? And what's going to wind up happening is, that which you give your energy to, you give your awareness to, gets resolved. Jack Welch said, that which gets measured gets managed. So if you create goals on a short-term basis around a defined goal, you're going to wind up knowing whether you hit that goal or didn't, and you're going to be so much further along by the end of the year, whereas if you didn't make that short-term goal. You guys with me? Okay, cool. Next thing is, dun, 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 and the final one, drum roll, please. Being a recidivist, right? For those of you who aren't familiar with the term, a recidivist is someone that commits the same crimes or commits crimes over and over and over again. And because today's theme is the crimes that you're committing against your business, we don't want you to be a recidivist, because what's happening is, if you're doing the same thing over and over again, first time, it's not your fault because you didn't know any better. But after that, shame on you. Doing the same thing over and over that is wrong and is hurting your business. It's like almost like the definition of insanity. If you keep doing the same thing over and over again, you want different results, right? Most people earlier in the training said that there's a gap between where they are and where they want to be. If you told me that there's a $0 gap between what your goal is and what you made last year, then I'd say, fine, you're completely content, you're happy with where you are, keep doing exactly what you're doing, don't change anything, right? But if where you are and where you want to be, if there's a gap there, guess what? You need to do something different, okay? So you need to fix the things that you know you need to, okay? So, and every time you guys come here, I'm going to tell you some similar common themes. You got to have enough people in your business. You got to qualify the people properly. You got to do the right things in the right order at the right time in order to get results, okay? So you cannot be a recidivist. You cannot continue to do the things wrong that are negatively affecting your business now that you know what you need to do, okay? So now what I'm going to do is, now that we know what the problems are, now I'm going to give you guys some solutions. You with me? Who wants solutions? Type solutions in the chat if you want to hear about the solutions to these 5 problems of starving your business of leads, letting bad people break into your pipeline, judging your business innocent instead of guilty, not putting your business on probation, being a recidivist and not fixing the things you know you need to, committing the same crimes over and over and over again. Okay, Amber wants solutions, Rosa wants solutions, Maria wants solutions. Okay, cool, guys, because here we are. These are the solutions, right? So for the people that are starving their business, what you're not doing is you're not prospecting daily, and you're not prospecting for the right people, okay? No one will argue that sales in commercial real estate is the most lucrative side of it, right? On the whole, sales is going to be far more lucrative than leasing. And to take it a step further, it's way more lucrative to work with sellers than it is to work with buyers. It's just the nature of it. You can work with 4 or 5 buyers max before you pull all of your hair out. You can work with 20 plus sellers and not break a sweat, okay, if you have the right systems in place. So, but in order for you to be able to specialize in something like that, you have to make prospecting a daily muscle. It's just like going to the gym. You work it out. You do it every single day, same time, same place, with the same message. That's the only way you're going to get, your quads to grow. The only way you're going to get your chest to grow is by putting defined effort on a certain area over and over again. The right exercise in the right place. It's no different. Prospecting is no different than bodybuilding, let's say, right? Because what you want to do is you want to put the right effort in the right area at the right time over and over and over again to get the result. Okay, so that's number 1. The next thing, the people letting the bad people into your prospects, right? Letting criminals into your pipeline, right? Qualify, Okay, you cannot qualify too much. Okay, at the very least, the person that you're working with is going to know that you are serious about who you're working with, and you are, because when you qualify, you uncover a lot of things, right? You do not want to work with a person that's just like, yeah, just show me buildings from 5 to 10,000 square feet. And they don't give you wide, they don't give you ceiling height, they don't give you amount of offices, they don't give you bathrooms, they don't give you parking spaces. The person that doesn't give you the right information is one of two things. Either they're being secretive because they're shady, or they don't know, and then they're new, and it's your job to educate them on these things, right? So what we do, part of how we show our expertise, guys, is not in the statements that we make, but rather in the questions that we ask. I'm going to say that again because it's very, very important. We show our expertise not by the statements that we make, but rather the questions that we ask. People say, ooh, I never thought about it. And you do that a few times, and people are like, this guy or gal really knows what they're talking about. Okay, so remember, you show your expertise in the questions that you ask, not in the statements that you make. Now, here's the thing, right? You have to qualify, guys. If you are not qualifying people, you don't know whether they are motivated. You don't know what their current facility looks like. You don't know whether they can afford it or not. You don't know whether or not they really need because some people want it but don't need it. Some people want it but can't afford it. Some people want it but they're just not motivated to actually do the work. The last thing I want you to do, because the only thing we sell, guys, is our time and our knowledge, right? Is to waste one of those two most valuable resources that you have on someone who's not qualified. And it's very easy. A 15-minute trip to someone's facility and ask them a handful of questions. You can figure out whether they're great or whether they're terrible and shouldn't be invading your pipeline. You guys with me? Give me a thumbs up if you're with me. And by the way, Jackie says leg day every day. Love it. Do the leg work 100%. That's a really good way of putting it. Yeah, so funny, like guys, we hate to do leg day, right? But I blew my ACL out last year, and I've had to do leg day twice a day, and actually 3 times a week since September 3rd, since I had replacement surgery. So trust me, leg day is real, leg day is necessary, and leg day is important every day in your business, guys. You have to do the leg work. You have to make the dials. Pick up the phone and start dialing. If any of you have ever seen the movie that Martin Scorsese did, The Wolf of Wall Street, that Leo DiCaprio's in, there's a great scene in there. It's like picking up the phone, and my students will know what I'm talking about. Hey, some of my students that are on here, give me a thumbs up because you've heard me say this in class over and over again. Guys, make your dials. Pick up the phone, start dialing. Whatever your problem is, it gets solved by making dials, because dials equals meetings, meetings equals listings, listings equals sales, sales equals commissions. Your dials equals your commissions. It's that simple, guys. You with me? Cool. Okay. So refusing to believe there's a better way. So like that goes back to the saying, not my son, not my daughter, not my business. So not being able to take a step back and really see the problems that are going on in your business. You blaming it on seasonality, blaming it on I've been tired lately, blaming it on I've been distracted. No, maybe the business model that you're following isn't the most effective. Maybe you're kind of just going a little here, a little there. You're just reacting to when someone picks up the phone and dials you. You're just like, you run all over the place, as opposed to, this is my plan, this is my path, like a train on a track, going. Trains don't stop and take a right turn. Why? Because the track goes from A to B. That's how you should be in your business, right? What I would recommend you do is schedule your day out, and your calendar is your guide. Your calendar is your train track, not your inbox or your cell phone. You guys with me? Right? You cannot afford to do that. You cannot afford to have, make a phone call. Next thing you know, pew, you're spending 2 hours of your day reacting to that phone call. Because I guarantee you that morning, that phone call, you did not plan that phone call. For that phone call to come in, and it's going to take you off of your plan. You need to plan your work and work your plan. Y'all with me? Give me a thumbs up on that one. Come on, guys, thumbs up. Pew, 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 pew. There we go. Pew, 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 pew. Okay, so not setting goals and sticking to them, right? That goes back to it, right? This is the part where I talked about probation. Not setting those goals that, okay, in the next 30 days, I'm going to take 2 listings. Okay, and then when we take that and we break it apart. Criminals, when they get out of the penal system, right? They know exactly what they need to do. They need to not, not commit any crimes. They need to get a job. They need to do this. So all the conditions of probation. Your business is no different, right? We need to set proper goals and we need to stick to them. And if we don't hit them, we need to penalize ourselves and make sure that we get them on track. Because if you don't hit your short-term goals, you're never going to hit your long-term goals. That's why your daily goal is the most important, because you have to hit daily goal, daily goal, daily goal, because perfect years are made up of perfect quarters, are made up of perfect months, are made up of perfect weeks, are made up of perfect days. Okay? It all comes down to your perfect day. And the only way to do it is to set short-term goals and stick to them. Okay? You got to put yourself on probation, so to speak. Okay? And then finally, most importantly, is you have to be able to fix the problems once you know what they are. Okay, if you're guilty of not fixing the problem once and for all, and those of you guys remind me in the chat who's been guilty of that, right? Knowing there's a problem, but like, yeah, I'll get to that. Like, I'll figure that out. I tell you what, the bigger your gap, the bigger your gap in the income you want versus the income that you have, right? The more you need to learn, and the more systems you need to put in place, and the more you need work on your game plan. So if you had a huge gap between where you'd like to be and where you are, that tells me that there's a big gap in your knowledge and a big gap in your systems and your business plan. Okay, have to do it, guys. Okay, so now how do you remedy all this, guys? You remedy it by finding someone who knows how to do it and following their process, guys. I have been there before. I've been there where I'm working with leases, working with buyers, never been able to take a sales listing. And it wasn't until I figured out what to say, who to say it to, and how to say it and deliver the right message to the right person that I was able to start taking listings. Listings are the lifeblood of this commercial business. If you want to live the best, have the least amount of stress, and get to where you want to go the fastest, the answer lies in taking listings. It is literally that simple, guys. The answer lies in listening. You can have everything you want. This business is amazingly lucrative because you don't have to have it's a very expensive product, or can be, and you don't have to have any skin in the game. You don't have to have any capital. All you have to have is your real estate license, which costs you about $500 to earn. That's it. That's all you need to do. And you pick up the phone and you dial people, and you can literally make hundreds of thousands of dollars. You can make millions over the course of your career. Okay. So if you guys are done with taking leases, you're done with working with difficult buyers, if you want to actually change your business, if you want to close that gap and maybe even hit your financial goal this year, right? If you're tired of every year you come up short, like, I wanted to make 250, but I only made 100 and a quarter. I wanted to make 300, but I only made 200. Guess what? There's a gap in your knowledge. You're not doing the right things, right? In the right order. It might just be the order. You might be doing all the right things, but they might be in the wrong order. It takes someone who knows how to do it and has done it before you to teach you these things. So much easier. It might be that you're just pushing on the pull door and you just need someone who knows better to tell you to pull the push door or push the pull door, right? So if you are into this, guys, if you're looking for solutions, you want to grow your business, and if you're serious, only if you're serious, type training in the comments. What I would like to know is who actually wants, and more importantly, needs the help to get their business to where they want to go. Okay. If you are looking to grow your business this year, if you're tired of coming up short every single year, we have a 6-month training program. And what it's designed to do is called CRE basic training. What that's designed to do is take you basically like the military does. They take a civilian and they get them ready for war over the course of boot camp, right? Over the course of their basic training. And what it does, we give you the skills, we give you the knowledge, and then which gives you the confidence to be able to be a listing machine in 6 months flat. We can show you how to create a steady flow of listings for the rest of your career. And that is 100% the lifeblood. If you can make all your own leads, if you don't have to be dependent on anybody, and you know that you can pick up the phone, say a certain script or certain sequence of words, and you can get people to agree to go to a meeting with you, and then those people give you listings, guess what? You will never, ever have to be dependent upon anybody. And the only limit in your business is how much effort you're willing to put in. I'll say that again. If you can learn the skills necessary, the only limit to your income is how much effort you are willing to put in. So please, guys, if you're serious about moving your business along, type #training, okay? And we will make sure that someone gets in touch with you, and we'll figure out, someone from my team will reach out, or myself, I'll reach out, and we'll see if what we do would actually help you. Because if you're serious about your business, we have the secret sauce. Let's talk about what it'll take to move your business forward. Thank you, guys. As always,